maybe this will work a little bit better than the emulated game. So let's check it out. So according to these instructions right here, I need to figure out how to turn this down a little bit, at least in my audio setup. That's how I gotta do it. So let's see. Two channel. Let's turn that down a bit. See if that helps. Well, I don't think that's going to do anything, actually. Alright, that's actually perfect. Okay. So now I can actually hear what I'm doing. Did I turn this off? Why aren't you hearing me anymore? That's the problem. Can you hear me again? Built-in input. Gotta get that through. Not sure what I fucked up. Should be able to hear me fine. Not sure why I'm not being able to be heard. Is it just too loud? I mean, the audio on this is pretty down, down pretty low, but mic auxiliary is set all the way up. Let me just set this down a little bit more here. Not really sure. Turn this on, I'll just blast my head out of there, right? Either way, we can play. So, it seems to me like this game is a roguelike of sorts. Just try and kill as many enemies as possible without dying yourself. And you do level up. As you can see, I just made it to level 3. It seems like the slowdown is helping me a little bit. Z button jumps. X button is Kogeki. Hit him. So, yeah, this is the game. Hit the dudes. But yeah, slowdown seems pretty terrible. So that was a little health pickup for me. These griffins, or whatever the hell they are kind of a bitch. Looks like about 5 hits. Just made it to level 6. Got full life. As you can see, my attack is at 3 points. Damn. I use my jump. Well, I didn't even know about the kick, the dive kick. So, yeah, and that's your game over. You can either put your score up on Twitter, or you can retry it. So, for us, we'll go ahead and retry it. Starting back at level 1. And that's your game. I mean, basically all the games we're playing today are 3 and out games. In this circumstance, it's basically just the life meter. That's dope. So
Good to see you guys. Tell Claire I said hi.
get these dudes. Look at them. Dang, level 3.
Dude. Why do you think that was funny? No! I did pretty good again. What?
Ooh. Doing all right.
Alright, now, hear me out.
Seems like dive kicks are more powerful. Yeah, because if I just hit them, the red guys die in one hit, or in 2 hits. But if I dive kick them, they die in 2. Ooh. Dang, look at me. Getting it done. Made it to level 6. So yeah, I mean, the main reason I like this game is it's a Vanillaware game. I love Vanillaware. I love their art style. You can even get a little bit of that in this game and its art style. But I mean, the graphics, I mean, they're just, there's no other word to describe the art style of a Vanillaware game besides the word sumptuous. I mean, dang, got that guy in 1 hit too.
Did you beat him? Did you beat the Lucina or no? Oh, good job.
Yo, dude, did you watch that game though, Play Outlaws?
Boom, look at all those fools. Got that level 7. Dang. Doing alright. Like I said, I think this slowdown is kind of helping me. I don't know who that green one is. I don't know what he's thinking about doing. Damn. Doing it. So those guys take 2 hits too. So this is probably the farthest I've ever gotten in this game. I only played it once when the new story originally came out. That's a pretty good hit.
Damn, I want my controller back.
No, actually going on today.
What's up, man?
Just seeing what is going on here.
It's a game called Odin Sphere.
Interesting.
Leifthrasir.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not bad. Oh, so. All right. Well, that's probably going to call it from. I don't think it's Leifthrasir, but it's something like that. Let's see what the Japanese is. Odin Sphere. Leifthraisir. Leifthraisir. Not really sure what Leifthraisir means. Leifthraisir. Leifthraisir. Something like that. So. So yeah, we got that one under our belt. So let's get rid of that. And we'll go back to Pac-Man. See if maybe we can get that to work. I don't think we're going to get any sound from it. I don't know if my emulator just doesn't have sound or if if it's something else that's screwing it up. Let's see. This ain't working the right way. So something I've come to understand is that doing any of this streaming stuff is pretty much a pain in the ass 99% of the time. So that's the game we're gonna play. Let's get our proportions right. So let's make sure that this guy's seeing me. Let's edit what game I'm playing. So, Pac. Alright. Got that switched. So, the last game we're going to play today is Pac-Man for the Neo-Geo Pocket Color. It's a good game. Not bad. Basically, as you can see, the main menu, there's only two different modes. There's scroll and there's full screen. This is the scroll right here. Neo-Geo was an interesting system. Came out right around the same time as the Game Boy Pocket Color, or the Game Boy Color. All the games on it were mostly Namco games or Neo-Geo games. I'm not really sure what the relationship between Namco and Neo-Geo would be, but there was a few Namco games on here. The color on that system, I remember at the time just being really, really vibrant. I just died because of stupid slowdown. I would say you guys are probably seeing that slowdown just as much as I am. But yeah, the colors on this system were just beautiful. I mean, let's try the full screen. Yeah, when you compare the way this game looks to the way that the original Game Boy Color looks, I mean, it just looks so much better. Looks like I'm getting a little bit better control and a little bit less slowdown this time around, so that's good. Not like I'm that great at Pac-Man anyways, but like I said, it doesn't help that this thing's got just ridiculous slowdown. Yeah. The screen on the Neo-Geo Pocket Color was, I'd say, same size as the Game Boy Color, but yeah, I just remember the colors being so much more brilliant. It was such a great system. Only had 2 batteries, but I think the Game Boy Color actually only had 2 batteries. I mean, the Game Boy Color came out after the Game Boy Pocket, and they were both. I think Game Boy Pocket had triple A's instead of double A's. But either way, they both saved over the original Game Boy, which had 4 batteries, and it was kind of a pain in the ass to always be changing batteries all the time. But I will say for this game that the original Neo Geo's controller just did not suit this. It had a kind of a joystick type controller, and it worked really good for fighting games, but for this game, like, you just went down the wrong way a little bit too much. There was a lot of unnecessary deaths because of that, at least for this game. That was the last little bit, and I think that was my last life too. No, it wasn't. Alright. Actually gonna make it to the next board. Isn't that great? This is no different from the original version of Pac-Man, so if you're playing this thinking that you're going to get something different, the only options are the scroll and full screen. So There you go, game over. When I was playing it, I tend to like the scroll just because it seemed like I don't know, it seemed more high definition, I suppose. Just because you had that option of yeah, I mean, you had less of the play field, but everything looked a little crisper. The sprites were bigger, stuff like that. This this looks kind of almost exactly like. Oh. But I think the funny thing about Pac-Man is everybody's got their own way to close out the board. But all of them have to do with getting out of these ghosts' way. I'm sure if I watched some Billy Mitchell-ass videos on how to play Pac-Man correctly, I'd probably realize that my way of playing is probably insanely insanely unuseful or insanely I don't know, just probably not the best way to go about it. Yeah, this is not the best version of this game. I mean, only thing I can think of is they must have wanted a game that almost anybody can play on the system. Something that would appeal to everybody, and you can't get much more wide appeal than Pac-Man, really. Guess I didn't know that the ghosts can eat up the berries. I am not a Pac-Man savant by any means, so if you're looking for someone who knows all the rules and shit, that definitely is not me. Aw, that was close. But yeah, I bought this game as Neo-Geo Pocket was dying or dead, really. So, I never really paid full price for this, and I'm glad that I didn't. I probably wouldn't have purchased a Pac-Man game for a dead to dying system, or at all. I think I got this off of eBay. It was in a lot of 4 or 5 different games. Still works great. System still works great. I've never had any issues with the system. There's one thing that kind of turks me off is that the system has a battery backup unit that goes out just ridiculously. It's got one of those massive watch batteries. It reminds me of the Dreamcast VMU battery, and it goes out just as much as the VMU battery. I hate those batteries. They always go out, and they're expensive. Especially for something that I probably only play like once every few months and then throw back in my closet or whatever. It sucks to have to replace that battery. Now, I don't know exactly what that does. I think it's mainly just like system functionality, like clock and whatnot, but it's still a pain in the ass. Every time I boot up the system, it asks me like, oh, what's the date, what's the time, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is a terrible version of this game. I shouldn't say that. It's not a terrible version of the game. It's just I shouldn't be playing it on an emulator that doesn't really move as fast as it should. So, yeah, I'm gonna call that my last game over. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on and stream a few games. I'm glad that I streamed the first game, the Revenge of the Gator. That Odin Sphere game was really just a way to stream something from off of the web browser. I wasn't sure if I could do that or not, and OBS has been being a piece of shit for me for a little while, so I'm glad that I got that done. Problem is just slowdown on this thing is just ridiculous, so my motherboard on my new computer just got fried, so I need to RMA that and send it back to the manufacturer and try and get a new one. So for right now, I'll just be working with this mainly. Yeah, I'd like to do another stream soon, so keep up with me at owrgames.com. Yeah, I'll be on again sometime soon, hopefully. So once again, I'm Paul Smith, and I work for my website is owrgames.com, so come check me out. All right.